I disagree with that. I think we actually have one of the most creative flags, whereas most flags just seem to have stripes and colors. We actually have a design, like an icon on the flag, the maple leaf. So since Canada is a relatively new country, it actually shows advancement in flag design.
This is outrageous. Why?
It's kind of weird, right? Well, it was tongue-in-cheek. He was sort of just poking fun, but saying, of all the things, you chose just a leaf? Do you think we could have done more than just a leaf?
That's the identity. I mean, what's wrong with the leaf? It's the nicest thing that Canadians have.
Nature, our love for nature.
All right, so it looks like this article is really causing some problems. People are not happy.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, Kev, because I know people are going against you, but I love the fact that you are bringing this forward, this discussion.
Gotta have discussion.
Gotta flush it out.
Can't all have one side. Shea Serrano, he's out of Houston. I had hoped he would call me today because I was talking to him yesterday. He did a piece for TheRinger.com, a sports blog, and he was talking about the Olympics and all the flags there. And the 200 flags he rated, what are the nicest, best-looking flags and most representative, and right down to the worst. Canada was dead last.
So rude. Here's the thing. Why even hold something like this? Art is so subjective. This is one man's opinion. Does it really matter?
Let's look at his favorite. Now, he is of Mexican heritage, and he has chosen the Mexican flag, coincidentally, as his favorite. It is a nice-looking flag. The next one he chose, he didn't have he's an American now, but so he didn't choose the American flag in the top three. The second flag, what was the second flag, Barb? Do you,
what ranked silver in his choice? I'm curious.
Albania? No, it wasn't Albania. Albania was third. I like Albania's flag, by the way.
Okay.
What other flags do you have there, Barb? And I can remember which order you put them. Albania, that was third.
It's pretty cool.
That one, and
cool.
then Japan. He liked the simplicity of it. Now that represents, of course, the rising sun, land of the rising sun.
Yeah, but I'm going to say, like TK said, ours is also elegantly simple and lovely, and symbolic.
Now, the American flag came in fifth on his list. The Canadian flag was number 205 out of 205.
Why the hate?
What he went on to say was he said, it's just two red squares and it's the red leaf of a tree. Let's keep in mind that red leaf, where it came from, was from the shoulder patches of our soldiers in World War I, long before Canada had an official flag, by the way. So that is one of it's not just about a tree. But I kind of think I'd like to see a little bit more incorporated into our flag, to incorporate our heritage, our Canadian, our French, English, our First Nations.
Or at least let's see what it would look like is what you put out to the social universe. And you guys are all chiming in, including Marianne Garrett, Kev, who says we had a different flag before 1965.
Yes, we did. Before 1965,
I looked it up. It's true.
We didn't have a flag before 1965.
No.
We had what's called the red ensign. It was never officially our flag. Winston, do you have it there?
Winston?
Yeah. Winston looked it up. This was our flag before 1965. However, it was never officially adopted by the Canadian Parliament. It was just sort of imposed upon us. That was the British ensign in the top left, and then on the right was
the
Canada's
Union flag, and then the Arms of Canada, the
coat of arms of Canada, which represents our 4 founding provinces. You know what? That does say a little bit more. There's a lot more to that.
See, I feel like it's floating there, and it doesn't really have a place. Like, you know, when you're designing something now and you want to click and drag and move and expand, I feel like everything's kind of floating there, but it doesn't really, it's not balanced.
So we have 2 things at play right now in social media. First of all, Kevin, you're an idiot. Is trending right now, and also some people have their own ideas
when
about
he is this devil's advocate,
flag.
he's not an idiot.
Well, Valerie has a request.
Okay.
Valerie says the Canadian flag is beautiful. Your host needs a head smack for saying we could do better. So, Dina.
Me? Why
No.
violence?
You get to do the honors.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding. I'm
not
kidding.
the answer, not the Canadian way.
But people have suggestions as to what it should be.
Okay.
Trish was saying, this is my version of the Canadian flag.
You see, now that's saying something.
My mug is also red and white. This one would fit.
I am going to say there are more Tim Hortons in this country than there are maple trees. I'm just making a guess on that one. Anybody else have a design?
Kelly says, if I could redesign this flag, this is what it would look like. And it is basically the flag.
There you go. It is the flag.
I see what you did there, and I like it.
There?
And then Sandra was saying, I feel like Canada should have a flower instead of a leaf, a detailed flower, almost like a crest design. So again, something to replace the maple leaf in the middle. So it's not so much the edges that they have issue with. It's the middle for some reason.
Well, yeah, the two red rectangles or squares on either side are supposed to represent the two oceans, but remember we have three.
Details.
There are some people who claim that the 11 points on there represent the provinces and the territories. Well, we have 10 provinces. We have 3 territories. We used to have 2 territories.
You know what happens every time you travel, right? Right?
Yeah.
When you have that flag, and Americans are known for even sewing on the Canadian flag, easily identifiable and recognizable, so that they are seen as Canadians. Why people think we're nicer, kinder, gentler, well-behaved. So they'll do that. Instantly recognizable symbol. Why mess with it? It's clean. It says Canada. It's friendly. There's a leaf on it. Love it. Embrace it.
So,
Hug a flag.
Do you know what? If nothing else, think about it. If you like the Canadian flag, why do you like the Canadian flag? And if you do, wave it proudly. But if you agree with me, the 2 or 3 of you out there, let me know.